So it's here. The full text of the U.S.-Iran deal has finally been released, or should I say the Memorandum of Understanding for a Future Deal. A senior administration official just sent it to reporters. We have it. Here are the main points, but in summary, everything that people have been concerned about being in this deal is in this deal, and the Trump administration's denials turned out to be lies. You can see the full thing on our Substack for free at MidasPlus.com. So in the deal, the United States is committing to lift every sanction against Iran, UN resolutions, IAEA resolutions, all of it. The U.S. is also pledging to release Iran's frozen assets and commit to a $300 billion reconstruction plan for the country. American forces would be required to pull back from Iran's proximity within 30 days of a final deal. On the Strait of Hormuz, Iran is only guaranteeing safe passage for commercial vessels for 60 days, for the next 60 days only. After that, the future of the Strait goes back to the negotiating table with Iran and Oman leading the conversations to decide the future terms. Iran reaffirms it won't develop nuclear weapons and agrees to keep its nuclear program frozen while talks continue, and many of the questions surrounding uranium enrichment will be discussed in future talks. Military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon, must end. This is a huge sticking point right now for Israel. They are not happy about that. The MOU also bans either side from threatening or using force against each other. That's something that Trump basically violated this morning when he threatened to bomb Iran if the MOU doesn't work out. The two sides now have 60 days to turn this into a permanent deal, or it all has to be renegotiated. They can also mutually decide to extend this MOU past the 60 days. We've made the full text of this Memorandum of Understanding free for everybody. You can read every word of it right now on our Substack at MidasPlus.com. That's MidasPlus.com. Be sure to check it out now, subscribe, leave a comment.
I'm Mark.
Rick.
And we're effing over
the art of the deal.
Art of the deal, right? Like, give me a break. Like, this deal, it doesn't even sound like a deal. It's like literally just 60 days put on pause.
It is.
It's like push it down the road. Every point of the agreement is just in 60 days we'll figure it out.
Right. Yeah, they'll sign the agreement tomorrow. Because today's Thursday when we're recording. And it addresses all those things 60 days from now. I mean, those all
It's not even an agreement. It's not a deal. It's 60 days we'll have a deal.
Right.
Bullshit. Because Israel ain't stopping in Lebanon, first off. They've already all but said it. Like,
right.
There's the leaders are quoted of saying it. And like every point of this agreement, that's such a good deal that Trump already said he's going to bomb them if it doesn't go through, when it's just literally, we'll make a deal 60 days from now. What's not to agree on? Like, this is nothing.
Right. It just shows how weak we are. It shows why we should have never done it to begin with. It shows he was dumb for ripping up the JCPOA. Yeah, I understand all the negatives on the JCPOA that it had, but at least it was a framework. It was somewhere to start with. It wasn't. Everybody acts like these deals get done and then they're finalized, and I understand like that's also what we're kind of bitching about here too as well. But this isn't even a deal. This is just like, I filled out the sales offer for buying a house and I put the cash down and we'll see what happens in 30 days if we close or not. Yeah,
it's in escrow, right? Or
right.
Like, it's still definitely not even like, there's so many factors though that can just blow this up literally, you know, like not even take Israel out of it. Like, when they have their leaders all but saying that this is terrible for them and they're going to do it anyway, what's history shown in the past that they're going to do? I want to pull up this quote from this, from the prime minister from Israel, or
Bibi Netanyahu?
No, yeah, he's the prime minister, right? Yeah, but one of the other leaders
one of
here.
the delegates.
I should have had it ready.
Yeah, you're fine.
I have it here though. Yeah, no, like, look, they're already saying, like, top Israel officials and media figures are going ballistic over this Iran agreement and an end to Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu's disastrous war. The the Pakistani prime minister is saying that the deal will cover Lebanon, but Israel's officials insist they will continue their violence there. The national security minister, Itamar Ben Gvir, that's who I was thinking of, not the prime minister. Yeah, it's Benjamin Netanyahu, obviously. But he said, Trump's agreement does not bind us. Israel is not subject to the United States, and we are an independent and sovereign nation. So he's all but saying that this deal they don't have to abide by. And in the deal specifically says they have to abide by it for it to go through. So it's already done. Like,
yeah.
Throw it out the window.
Netanyahu's going to do his land grab, just like Putin's doing his land grab. And we're helping fund a land grab. So I don't even want to get into Israel. I mean, we can. But...
No, but that's the deal. Like, that's the thing is they're tied to it. Like, I'm not even necessarily putting it all on them, but that's just showing this art of this deal that he has no control over whatsoever. Like, he has a deal when he's just putting it down the road, 60 days down the road, and, go mention those contracts you were talking about, too, with the airlines.
Which airlines? Oh, yeah. I mean, that was from the JCPOA. The Boeing signed a $17 billion deal with Iran with the JCPOA, and so did Airbus do that as well. I mean, so Obama unfroze, I think it was $1.7 billion he unfroze, and then those deals on top of that. But that's still, we've already given them $13 billion that we've unfroze, and you're going to give them another $300 billion, and you tore it up and made fun of his amount of money that he gave. There's always money. There's always reparations.
And now we're just paying them.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And it's like we're paying for nothing now when Obama's deal actually brought them into our economy and which brings peace deals so much better rather than just going to war, blowing stuff up and paying the cost of it. Like we're working mutually. They're benefiting and growing our economy while working with and keeping the Strait of Hormuz open, which is just going to be shut down 60 days from now again.
Right. And there's
they're going to have complete control over it again. So why wouldn't they just do it again? Like we've shown them the power they have that they didn't realize necessarily, probably.
They did.
Trump showed them their strength.
Everybody knew it, but they didn't know how effective it would be.
And Trump gave them permission to use it too. Like it wasn't like he gave them the right to use it.
He should have never won it. Bibi walked into that office in February, told him he could blow a bunch of these guys up. You'll be the greatest leader of America ever. And he fell for it when nobody else has fallen for it. And that was why. And this just feels also like, okay, we're doing the MOU so that we can manipulate the market again. It just feels like a bigger market manipulation is all that is.
That's all it's going to be. Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to act like, why are we surprised again? You're right. That's exactly what it is. Like,
oh, not. Like nobody believes this. That's why the right's freaking out too, because of the $300 billion. Like they're just going to take the $300 billion, even if it doesn't come from us. Let's just say it doesn't. It doesn't matter. You're still giving them $300 billion at the end of the day.
That's just we're wasting money because Trump just burns through money. Like it doesn't matter to him. They're just numbers mean nothing to him. This guy. Like
the reflecting pool that's now the paint coming up on it already. I mean, it's
just a way to pay one of his buddies, is one way to pay one of his loyalists. And they gave him a 20% profit markup when projects like this done for the government are usually 12 to 16% profit markup, max 16%. Like he's intentionally bribing people and making payouts and he's paying people for his support. Literally, these are the only people who genuinely support him are the ones who will die on that hill are getting benefited in financial.
Right. Those are
that's the only he has to stand on.
I'm just waiting for the grift to where this $300 billion goes that disappears through the Gulfs and Iran doesn't end up with it. I'm just waiting for that side of that grift to come out. That's all I'm waiting on for that. One, he's manipulating the market. Two, it's a grift.
Look in the past. You're so right. Because look at every hotel contractor, every way he's dealt with them in the past, he just doesn't pay them
And it was
these large sums.
Yeah, and it was
But
Kushner and somebody else involved in it. So of course there's some kind of piece of the pie in there that's involved with them that's not being said here somewhere. It's a hush hush deal or something. There's some kind of back channel deal. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now there's a Trump Tower in the middle of Iran, which would be hilarious on one aspect, but on the other aspect, it's just like, yeah, of course there is, so
he would put a Trump Tower in every major city in the world. He'd slap his name and have a statue of himself in any possible place he could.
Well, that just gives us more time to take. That just gives us more time to take his name off of more buildings, like the.
Yeah, thank God that one they actually did that, right? Some solace in that, at least.
Right. Yeah, we got a little win. A little one. But yeah, this is just so much worse. It's not even a deal. It could fall apart at any point in time. BB's probably going to make sure he kills it somehow because he can. And then
that's what I'm saying. They already are. Like they're openly going to. So like 60 days, schmixty days. Like he's going to slap himself on his back this weekend, manipulate the market, and then find a reason to bomb by Monday.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Or Lebanon. Or Israel's just going to keep on Lebanon, and then that's the reason that Iran's...
Right.
That's it. Then boom.
And then you give them the $300 billion to Iran, and then Iran doesn't use any of that on its infrastructure or anything except for maybe its oil, because that's the only way it's kind of making any real money. And then it takes the rest of the money and it makes a bunch of drones and a bunch of missiles. The drones are there to overwhelm the Iron Dome in Israel, and then the missiles follow up after that because they figured out that's how you do it. And we inadvertently just help them wipe Israel off.
Become a superpower. Like if they become the elite drone military force, that's going to be the future. Like
Ukraine's
nukes are one aspect of war, but yeah, and they are right now the leading power of it, and they've been forced to do it, and we're forcing Iran to do that too, though. You know what I mean? Like we're doing what Russia did to Ukraine and making them a drone future war power,
right?
Whereas Iran, by tamping down a nuclear program that was already in control and making this the big deal that it is now, are making them a war power in the future by giving them $300 billion in drones, basically. Yeah. If that's what they want to do with it.
And the missiles. And because there's nothing in there, he's not going to. And he said he was one of his news, reports on this day where he's saying it's under the mountain. We can't even get to it. It's under a mountain. So how?
No, they obliterated it, and they didn't have it. Right.
Then they're weeks away again, and now it's under a mountain and nobody can get to it. But they still have drones and missiles, so they're going to build a bunch of drones, build a bunch of missiles, overwhelm the Iron Dome, launch a bunch of missiles into Israel, and Iran's going to flatten Israel, all with the $300 billion we just gave them. So we gave them the means to totally wipe Israel off the map. And I know we've been kind of hard on Israel and AIPAC, but that's the point. It's like, I don't want them to be annihilated. They're still
right, because that's going to create World War III. That's it's almost setting up that scenario. We're creating that Iran-Contra and creating that Iraq war future destabilization and war power in Iran that we're going to have to go deal with 20 years from now. That they're going to make the argument that we need to go because of what they decimate Israel or whatnot. This is only going to create a war power that is going to be more of a problem, not less.
Right. I'm just reading through it real fast. I'm trying to see if there's anything in here for the Iranian people, since, we were going in to free them, help them.
That's why, right? Mm-hmm. Take down their corrupt government.
Right. I don't really see anything in here that pertains to their government doing anything better for their people, which is where a lot of MAGA wants to land on. Well, don't you feel for their people? It's like, They're
so full of shit.
the only
You
way.
were talking about decimating them and nuking them a week ago. Fucking get out of my face with that shit.
But also that it's like you're so worried about these people that are 8,000 miles away more than you're worried about the trans athlete that you live next door to. Like, sell it to somebody else.
Or this 1-year-old baby getting shot in the Walmart because his mom supposedly stole diapers.
Right.
And that she has a receipt for it, but I don't give a fuck if she stole them or not.
Right.
So the punishment for stealing from a Walmart now is death because a cop decides. That's not the fucking country we live in. Black, white, yellow. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, like.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. But that's the thing is every talking point they bring up, it's like you really don't believe that. It's just your talking point. Because if you did, you would believe X, Y, and Z on top of that. You know, so there's nothing in here about taking care of their people. So, you know, they could hand them 600 million, build a bunch of ways to, you know, kill their own people better and more efficiently, you know, and then also take out Israel at the same time. You know, it's just holding all these people to a standard that they actually of being good human beings, you know. And I don't feel like I don't feel like that's a liberal left, you know, I'm so socialist. I just think that's human, you know.
That's the thing is that's what it's so insane that I feel insane because like most people who are labeled liberal in this country just have some common sense and empathy. Like it's not out of the realm of like we're just so far in the realm of up our own ass and like self-righteousness and like out for ourselves that any sense of for the community on a like national scale
right
is socialism.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah,
we've had problems dealt with in the past on a national level that have made this country better, and you assholes are ruining it. Like,
right. We don't want Stalin. We understand history. We saw all that. We know what that is. In fact, it's the same as Iran. Like that's the same reason like we kind of fight Iran. That's what real kind of like. I mean, I know that's communistic socialism, you know, that's and socialism.
But that's the difference. There's democratic socialism, there's communism. Like people use these words words are twisted to think that socialism is communism when it has nothing to do with it. Socialism is literally just giving the means of production to the workers.
Right.
Like, and democratic socialism isn't even that. Democratic socialism is the people deciding as a collective what we want to spend our taxes on, basically,
right.
and back into society. Like socialism, like we want to benefit our society with our taxes. Right. Basically, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's more America first, if you ask me, personally. But
yeah, it is. Yeah. And democratic socialism gets this scary word around it when it's literally just having social programs for society that make sense, like that we already have. Like we have programs that are democratic socialist programs like FEMA or not FEMA, but the housing programs, HUD and things. And like, we just have it on such a minuscule level now because it's so washed away. But in the past, it's created growth.
Right. It's just, it's such a bad deal. It's so just batshit crazy. It is not the art of the deal. It never was.
It's not even a deal. That's the thing. It's like, it's just the epitome of his businessman mentality that all these people were like, he's a good businessman. No, he's fucking not. Go back and actually look at his deals and his hotels and his casinos and look at his investments at the plaza. Like, he is not a good businessman. He rips people off and then he scraps it for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
Later to put back into another failed business that he can get a loan on or some scheme. That's just exactly what he's doing now and has done with the country. He's scheming on loans and robbing Peter to pay Paul and then taking his chunk and getting rich off of it while not paying contractors and using the law and strong arming people with the law and forcing them to come get their money. And if they don't, that's how he benefits.
Right.
And he's just been doing that on a national scale. And to say that he's not like act surprised, like he hasn't shown this pattern through every business in the past, is you're just ignoring reality.
Yeah, it's the same pattern over and over again.
That's the art of the deal. Yeah, it's like that's his deal. That's the art of the deal.
But
like he's doing it now.
Right. On top of it, he's not even taking credit for it. They're trying to lay this at JD's feet, so that if it goes badly, oh, JD, what kind of deal did you make? It sucked, blah, blah, blah. It was JD's fault. I mean, because if he really trusted this deal, it'd be the TOU, the Trump, organization of understanding or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It'd be something stupid, of course.
Because, you have his name on it. Yeah, because he needs that cop out. He needs a scapegoat because that's the same thing. He goes back to. He's going to put the failure on somebody else. He'll never take responsibility or say it failed in any way. Even though it's a clear failure, it's going to be a success in his eyes.
Hegseth don't like it. Rubio don't like it. And here's a real big tell. Lindsey Graham don't like it.
And Netanyahu don't like it. Who's like that? Orion has got him over a barrel, clearly.
Who? Trump?
Iran. Yeah, Iran has Trump over a barrel because his party doesn't support it. Everyone around him doesn't support it, and Netanyahu don't support it. So who is he doing it for? That just means Iran has got him over a barrel big time, and he has no choice. Like maybe he's got to come to terms with Iran.
Maybe they do have all the Epstein files.
Or I think we're just literally. I think we're at the point of our reserves that we're at dangerous levels where this can't go on.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's market manipulation. So they're now, okay, we'll get it open, get some oil back out into the thing, but we can't replenish that fast. Our factories, for producing gas and diesel are already at max. So if we had a fire right now, holy shit, barrels would, because they catch fire all the time. There's issues with them. If one of them goes down for whatever reason, oh my God, the barrels would spike so fast. The price per barrel, because there's not that much. So
knock on wood.
Yeah, it's market manipulation. Iran won this. Iran won this since day 2. I mean, let's be for real. You may have blown up a bunch of their people, but they don't care. They just don't care. They were already killing thousands of them in January. They don't care. Blow up all their shit. We don't care. The only thing that has to make it through is the IRGC. You know what I mean? Their army and like 4 people at the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's much more than that, but they don't care. They have a much higher threshold of pain than what we do because, as Americans, we are soft, but also we don't want to be there anyways. We learned our lesson in Iraq. We did, personally. I feel like maybe not the powers that be, and Bibi definitely didn't. But there's no reason. We got to stop with the Middle East. We just do. And that includes Israel until they learn how to freaking behave themselves. I have no problem with us helping other countries and stuff like that. That's part of what we should do just as human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Well, like that's the thing is like we should be helping Palestine and stuff with aid. Like we should not be paying for their military defense in the Iron Dome, but if there's humanitarian aid that they can use as far as like food and water and hot like medical care, that's where we should help. We should not be the military of the world anymore. And we're spending all of our money on it, just blowing through we've been the richest country in the world for whatever, 100 years now. I don't know. But like, what do we have to show for it?
Nothing.
Like literally, like we've just blown through it with fireworks. We just blow shit up. That's all we do and kill people and then just roll through their towns and then move on. Like, and we don't benefit our own society with it. So it's like, what good is it?
We're days away from blowing through more money on fireworks.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen, you know?
That was hilarious. She said that as the fourth comes upon us.
But that's, I know, it's like a microcosm of like, we'll have our beers and blow shit up. Literally, that's like macro and micro. Like, that's our country.
Yeah, that's all we know how to do.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy beer and I enjoy blowing shit up. Sometimes it's fun. Like, and that's the whole, like, even go, like, I'll argue about the gun debates. You know, I'm not anti-guns and guns are fun. I wish the crazy people who were like pro-gun in an insane way will admit that they're fun. That's why they want to keep them so much, because guns are fun to shoot. Just, you know, like, yeah, and like blowing up fireworks, that's just fun. That's like something about it. It's primal almost, like it's powerful and stuff, but we shouldn't be able to just let anybody have those things. Just like fireworks. I can't go blowing up fireworks around the corner, but somebody can go walk around with the AR-15 and decide to win it if they want to use it, but they can walk around with it. I don't know. Anyway. But like, yeah, like we're going to blow shit up as a country, you know?
Right. And
like, that's all we do. We just destroy. We don't produce and grow.
That's all we know how to do. I mean, it's all indicative of everything right now. AI, this deal, MAGA, our standing in the world being diminished. You know, it's all the same right now. It's all the same bad.
And you're right to compare it to AI. It's because we're not producing anything. We're a stock market financial, like what does Elon Musk actually produce? He's a trillionaire based on a company that doesn't turn a profit. And he's the richest man in the world based off of something that produces nothing and doesn't, you know, like
right. It's a rug pull.
Right. And it's like we're a society that bases all of our economy on just imagination and like potential, not reality, and like what we produce.
Right. Yeah, we've gone way too far the other way. You know, it's like, but all the cracks of all that's being, it's finally like a lot of people are like, oh, this is not even close to reality. It's not even close to anything. You know, it's all made up. It's all fictitious. The AI, you know, if you were to put all that together with what's going on now, and that's why everybody's so mad about the deal, because even the deal's fictitious, you know?
Yeah, it's all spin. It's all bullshit spin and secret dealings and just bullshit. You can't fucking, like, I realize politicians have always been like, take what they say with a grain of salt and bullshit spin.
Right.
But how it's gotten to the extreme now.
Right. Even that, yeah. Even that. And everybody's freaking out. At the same time, it's like we're trying to do two things at once. We're trying to still like recapture the 90s where everything was like, you know, innovation and everything was like new and there was all this other stuff. And at the same time, trying to keep and the establishments are trying to keep their grip on everything and not allowing anything different to come about, you know? So.
Yeah, they tell you to lift yourself up by your bootstraps, but make it impossible for small business to succeed.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, you look at any type of business these days, it's insanity for the amount of money you need to start anything. Even a restaurant these days. That's why I think food trucks got so popular, because it was a cheap way to get into the restaurant business. And I've heard several people say, you know, that work in that industry is like, yeah, we try to start a truck so that maybe we could parlay that over into an actual brick and mortar store, you know, to whereas you used to just start a brick and mortar store and try to make that work. You know what I mean? Even though, yeah, we won't get into the logistics of restaurants, but
no, that's a good example because it's hard to turn a profit in a restaurant. And that's something that restaurants actually serve a function in society that we want. We want restaurants. and we want them to be profitable, but we're making it impossible for them to be profitable to where they have to price their customer bases out. And then it's not even worth going out to restaurants. And so we don't go. And then those businesses fail. And we're like, why aren't there restaurants anymore? We're the 90s, we're better.
Right.
Yeah, it's because you made it impossible for restaurants to succeed.
Or
and they
they're
were
all-
never all that profitable to begin with. And now you made it to where like somebody who may be passionate about having a restaurant, it's not worth it.
Right. Everything's now Darden or, corporation. It's all corporations. It's all.
Yeah, and they squeeze out their labor. Yeah, because they have to be on such a huge level that they squeeze out all of their labor and inventory and control the, freaking have more of a control in the shipping costs and stuff because they're on such a huge level. That's the only way it's possible. And then now they can actually be an affordable price somewhat. Whereas these small restaurants, it's impossible.
Which is.
But yeah, it's a good example of restaurants just because it's like it's hard to turn a profit in a restaurant in general, let alone any other business. Take in any small retail business, look at these minifig, the story with the Legos and the minifig family that gave their life savings of Legos, and this corporation just swooped in and took it. And now our society and system says, they get to do that. You have to fight them in court when you have no money left. And
right.
That good luck with that.
Multi huge conglomerate, tons of money to burn through. Hell, their lawyers are already on retainer at $400 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
They paid them 6 years ago for what they're going to do today, type deal. I know that's
art of the deal. That's that's it. That's the thing. It's the art of the deal. That these are the successful companies are now in this country are the Trump type companies that squeeze out the little guy, bring in contractors and people that work for them and rip them off, or just don't pay them and drag them to court and ruin their company and life savings based on a handshake deal that these guys want to act like is the old American way, handshake deals we need to go back to. They want to go back to that so they can fuck you over. That's why they don't want the regulations. They want it the old fashioned way because they don't want the regulations from DC and the law to guard them from fucking you over, even though they can't just trust me, bro.
Yeah, they don't want
that's no, yeah, go ahead. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just ranting.
I was
just pisses me off.
I was just adding to whatever you were saying, and now I kind of forgot, but that's okay.
But yeah, it's just emblematic of the only way to succeed in this country is to fuck people over. That's the art of the deal, and I'm so sick of it, dude. That's any corporation.
And
late stage capitalism, they have to squeeze us out and appease shareholders and squeeze out competition because there's no wiggle room.
Somehow we're going to end up paying this $300 billion too, if it does come to pass. I don't care what they say about it going through the Gulf states. I don't care about that because we're all partners with the Gulf states. So somehow we're going to have to, and all our bases are destroyed there too now. So we have to rebuild those on top of that,
But the deficit is so high, they're going to have to take our Social Security because the deficit, we need to worry about the deficit. They're going to turn around and say that,
right.
If they win the midterms, they're going to turn around and just blow through this agreement, go through probably closer to $500 billion than $300 billion,
right.
At the end of the day. And then come back around and say the deficit's so bad, we need to take all of any social programs we have left.
And then when we
your
say
Medicare and your Social Security.
And then when we say we need to tax people even beyond the 180,000 for Social Security, where the cap is at now, oh, you're socialist. It's like, no, you just spent all our money on bombs and shit that we didn't want, instead of actually helping grandma be able to live in her home that she already paid.
If you want me to put my socialist cap on, I think there should be a billionaire and a trillionaire tax. Any dollar you make after $999 million is 100% taxed. You get to put on your cap and everyone gets to clap for you because you're rich, but that's where you max out. if I want to put my socialist cap on, I saw a streamer talking about that, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Right.
But how about have an equal tax rate? That's just normal capitalism.
Right.
You guys have just been taking advantage of it, and you've just been making it unfair for the little guy, period. Like, there's no other way to describe it.
And then on top of it, going, rah, rah, yay, let's blow up a bunch of shit in the Middle East. That sounds like a good idea.
So let's take all your money from the little guy, burn through it, and then say it's not enough while we're able to become a trillionaire.
Yeah, and then they wonder
based
why.
Off of a non-profitable company.
And then they wonder why, and then they all call us fucking crazy for wanting to do all this shit on top of it. It's like, no, like it's got to give somewhere, or else we don't have a society. Either I'm starting to think that they really do want this civil war, which is just dumb because they've never lived through one, and obviously they've never, really gone through the history portion of how all that. Even right now in South Sudan, like just study that for this minute and see how a civil war actually disrupts life and how bad it actually can be.
Well, because poor people feel it the worst. They're going to be in their little bunkers or whatever, or private islands. They're not going to feel it.
They're private islands that they bought off another government that are protected. We're back to Albania.
Right. But it's just, that's what they want. You're right. You're not wrong, because they're willing to go there because they're still not going to feel it. Like, they don't feel it now.
But even like the supporters that do, I hear if just give us.
There's always going to be stupid people that can be manipulated.
I can't.
There was still like 20% of something of Germans that were like pro-Nazi that into society, at the end of the wars and stuff. Like,
ended up.
There's always going to be hateful, ignorant people, dude.
We can run down that road on another episode of that type of stuff.
No, but yeah, I mean, it goes back to Trump and that side,
Well, I just don't see this thing being good. I don't see it panning out. We'll see if we actually make it to 60 days. If we do,
yeah, no, we'll have an update on this before those 60 days. Can we bet on that on Polymarket?
Oh my God, are you on Polymarket?
No,
I see Polymarket and all these commercials for it, and cash or whatever, and I'm just like, why? Like,
you can bet on the weather now. It's just,
yeah, but you can also bet on the death of people, which is just gross. I just can't. I will never be on any of those things, but I also don't bet on sports or anything like that. I'm just not that type of person. But
I mean, I like to put a little bit on some NFL games just to make them interesting, and fantasy football and stuff. But that's the only thing. Yeah, like the Polymarket stuff is crazy. Like,
super crazy. Even though it's got us.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I should maybe put money on the 60-day thing, because, oh man, like, I can almost guarantee it. Like,
right. So what do you think? By next Wednesday we've blown it up? You were saying Monday earlier.
Yeah, how will the market be affected? So if it's going up because the agreement's going through, so it's going to go up, but so it's going to close on Friday. So they're going to sell. So Sunday, Monday, it's going to drop.
It'll drop again.
Yeah.
That's your prediction? I give it till Wednesday.
Yep.
I know historically he's been doing Monday or Tuesday, but I think he's got caught in that enough. I think he's trying to switch that up a little bit.
He's enjoying the pat on the back a little bit for his art of the deal for the weekend.
Yeah, but he can't help himself at the same time. So,
right.
He can't, because he's getting all kinds of shit for it. So he's got to win. He's got to win, even though he's going to lose no matter what he does. Because all the dudes shut down the Strait of Hormuz again. And if he really pushes they'll shut down the Bob El Mandeb Strait. They'll have the Houthis shut down that one and make it hurt even more. It'll be even worse. So I don't know, maybe Wednesday.
Yeah. I can't say what will happen, but I know that, yeah, it ain't lasting 60 days, but I don't give it a week. So yeah, let's say Wednesday. That's a good round number.
All right. So you're going Sunday, Monday, and I'll go Wednesday, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll go the under, you go the over, but we're both on the under on the week.
Right. Nobody has Tuesday.
Let me look up Poly Market. No.
Should we get somebody in here to do a Tuesday? Who can we get?
To bet against them?
Yeah, to bet against us.
We got some family that might.
Yeah, really.
They believe every word he says. That's like art of the deal. Why would how people still make deals with a guy who just lies to people's face clearly and goes against it over and over again, and then you shake that guy's hand and make a deal with him.
He's not good at the deal. That's the hilarious part, is he's not good. Everybody
He's good at ripping people off and then turning around and still getting another deal, though, I guess.
He's literally a snake oil salesman. He's just a modern day snake oil salesman, which is probably why he loves hanging out with all the AI bros and all that, because they're all a bunch of snake eye salesmen.
Yeah, it's snake oil, alchemy. Yeah, they're just trying to make gold.
Well, yeah, because they ran out of. We'll do another AI one for sure.
Yeah.
The more I watch,
it'll keep coming back.
All right, man. Well, we got 13 subscribers so far. We'd like to thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Right. Our first actual subscribers. Thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoy all our future content and stay with us.
If you got any suggestions, comment on one of our videos. I check them every couple days because we do both still have jobs. So
yeah. And, these are just kind of like us talking like we talk with each other and venting and, just having somebody of a like mind to vent with is nice. So if you guys have a like mind, we're here and hope you guys stick around. And I do want to do more of structured podcasts of I'm hoping in the future to do a series on social media and stuff and just how we're just effing over how it's messed up society,
or how
we have to kind of use it. How it started off with good intentions. It's like media in general. It's become our media and all of it, now. So
the irony of us
we can
on social media and doing this is not on us either. So
yeah, we're definitely having some conflict because I've actually always struggled with social media and being on it and connecting with family with it and feeling the need to use it while seeing the downside of it and the toxicity of it. So, but, we'll have a lot of discussions on that in the future and kind of go more into that and hopefully have more structured research and stuff to have more deep dives on stuff like that in the future. And if there's certain content that you guys want us to do on that and discuss, let us know in the comments.
Appreciate it. Well, like and subscribe. Everybody else, be cool.
Later, guys.